to another exciting episode of the Tang Clan. You may have seen me joined with other people in the past before, but now I got two very special guests. Two people that are handpicked because of their astuteness with the game of pool. Uh, First up, we got Diana, the Canadian pool queen, and then we got Jeff Martin here, Mr. Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it very much. Um, First thing on the Q10 clan is this is always like I was talking about earlier. This has always been a gear first show for me. Um, One thing I'm very vocal about with I do like what's in my bag videos and I like showing off my gear. So I want to know what you guys play with. So Jeff, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah.
What's your weapon of choice?
Man, a PGRQ from about 2001, one of their professional lines with a rogue shaft on it and a Kaden super soft fighter tip, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what about Break Q?
Their PGR Black Ice, their original Black Ice brake Q with the wood shaft on it with a PGR brake tip actually.
Nice.
They switched to that multicolored, funky looking thing that wasn't quite. It's semi-synthetic, I guess you would say.
Yeah. I've heard about those. I heard good things about them. As P Shower always like the P Shower Rogue shaft. Is that something you've always tried? Have you tried any other carbon shafts, or you just stuck with P Shower?
I've pretty much stuck with that one. I have hit a few other carbon shafts, and there is a difference in carbon shafts.
Oh yeah.
Like I've hit a few Q-Techs. I'm not a massive fan of them, and a few Predators. Just it's okay, and I think a lot of that has to do with the tip on it as well that I was hitting them with. It just wasn't, it's not what you're quite used to. So it takes a bit to get familiar with it. So when you hit 5 balls, it's like, yeah, no, I'm going to pass. But it doesn't mean that they're bad products or not good or anything.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Diana? You were telling me about you got an old snooker cue.
Yeah, I play with a older snooker cue. It's all graphite. Actually, I started playing with a snooker cue when I was a teenager. My dad plays with a snooker cue, and when I pick something else up, it's really heavy, and I just don't feel like I have as much control with it. So I'm pretty sure my name brand is Potek. She's a graphite and red and called Striker.
And do you use a brake cue also?
Just a pretty generic brake cue. I did have one a while ago, but I can't remember what I did with that. But it's just a generic black, nothing special brake cue.
Now that snooker cue is that one of those ones that has like a I don't know, metal aluminum ferrule on it, a tiny tip? How many millimeters would you say that tip is compared to like the 12, 13, 15 that you see in pool?
I'm pretty sure I play with a 9.
Oh wow, that's tiny.
Yeah.
And do you notice? I don't know. Do you notice that you get really like solid English on the cue ball with that, or do you feel like maybe you mishit the ball sometimes, or are you're just such a surgeon with it now?
No, I'm pretty comfortable with it. If I actually had to use like a 12 mil, I would probably like be bang balling it all over the table.
I got a friend of mine, Wes, who's one of my best friends. I've known him 25 years. He lives out in Las Vegas, where I used to live, and he recently he's played pool before, but he recently just really got into pool. Like the bug bit him hard, and I'm getting like the late night calls, about rules and everything like that. If this ball touches this ball, does it count? So I've become the pool guru for my friend now, which I absolutely love. Anytime my street friends and all that, they take interest in something I'm really into. Like it's huge for me. So I'm having fun answering all the newbies' questions.
So you're like the John Lehman of the us common folk.
Right. I'm the go-to guy. It's most of the people I share my show with, like some of my family, They're like, look, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I watch it for you. And then I have some people, that come up to me at the car meetings, and they were like, I was watching your show. And I'm starting to pick up this pool thing. Who's this guy, Van Beening? There's no pronunciation. They always come up to me and say it wrong, but it's awesome though to have people want to back you and support you. It's means the world to me as somebody who puts content out like that. Like I was saying in that video I posted the other day, I posted a picture of one of the posters for the Reyes Cup, as the next selection was Fast Eddie Felson. And right away, I the first two notifications I got for likes on the picture were from Ralph Eckert and then Max Eberle, and I was like, "Oh my god,
man!" I got to give Ralph credit. He is on so many people's pages.
Yeah,
and just constantly taking in content from other people, and like he is Ralph friggin' Eckert. Like he's an amazing player.
Yeah.
And a coach and everything, but like he's on your page, he's on my page from time to time, and I'm like, what is he doing here? This doesn't make sense to me. At least you put out pool content. I'm just a rando. I mean,
well, that just goes to show that this guy loves pool. Like his even on days he's going to that Bata bar, and it's like pure ecstasy.
I want to go to Germany just to go to that pool hall.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
It was nice because wasn't he a surprise captain a few years back too?
Yeah. So what is it? 23, Jeff?
Yeah, 23. Yeah, it was last one in London. Yeah,
probably the biggest discrepancy in points. Yeah, was him. From a guy who actually studies the game and knows the game and players and techniques, and his verbalization and knowledge of the game, it floors me. And it's definitely like when Ralph Eckert pops up on my page, man, I am tripping. So that's awesome, man. Thanks to those guys if they happen to be scooting by this. So I briefed you guys on the game plan. Meat and potatoes of this show is going to be, we're going to talk Reyes Cup, but the last weekend that passed in pool was just too plentiful, and it's too good to pass up. So we're going to gloss over that real quick. We're going to start with the Predator Pro Billiard Series. First up, talk about the men's 8-ball. I don't know if you guys are into 8-ball that much. Me, not so much. I do respect it as an art and a discipline. A lot of names I didn't pay attention to, but I'm pretty sure we all knew the guys in the finals, being Albin Ocean and Alex Kazakis. Anything stand out from the semifinals or finals for you guys that worth noting? Did you guys, either of you guay take a look at that? Any of the 8-ball?
I guess like I said earlier, I think I just watched. I guess it was a quarterfinals match with Shane. It's the only thing I really watched.
We got eliminated.
Yeah. Other than that, I didn't. It just, there was, the time of the morning that it rolled into, it just got a little ridiculous for me to try and keep up.
It's tough. It's definitely like there's not a TV guide like like back in the day to where we can find these things. It's all pretty much you're relying on social media and maybe one of the players have included it in their stories.
But
what about you, Diana?
Albin.
Yeah.
I was getting into some really. There's one morning I stayed up until 5 o'clock in the morning watching. So, and I had to tap out. I think it was John and Alex's when they were in the finals, and I stayed up as long as I could. As much as I wanted to watch them play till the end, I just couldn't stay up any longer.
Yeah. So in the semifinals, we had actually, I feel ashamed, because I really know pool, but I just didn't know who these guys were in the semis. Albin went hill with Hayato Hijikata, and then Alex won 10-8 over what looked to be a British guy, Bryant Sagaped, and then obviously Albin was up. I think Albin was up pretty big in that final, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was. He tried to give it away.
He was up 8-0 or something like that, and Alex Kazakis.
When I saw it was like 9-2 or something like that, 7-2 or 9-2 or something like that. Yeah.
It's I don't know what it is about 8-ball. I figure it's like it's usually like everybody's first game when they start getting into pool. Everybody usually starts with 8-ball. Yeah, so it's tough to grab we lost her. We got a casualty. We'll just keep going, and if she comes back, we'll let her in. Yeah, so it's tough to watch 8-ball for me, but seeing guys that I know are real killers. Marksmen like Albin Ocean, that this guy's a champion on multiple levels. Seeing him. Is she back? Is she back? There she is. Yep. All right. She's back.
Big table 8-ball for me, it might be the most boring game.
Yeah.
Out of every discipline. I will sit down and watch bar box 8-ball all day long. I don't have a problem with it. But big table, if it's not the world championship and it's not somebody I know, I'm not going to watch it. Like you can't pay me to watch it.
Right. All right. Let's move on to the men's doubles. That's something that I enjoyed watching because this was an event that Matchroom discarded or threw away. That was exciting for me. I absolutely loved it. Everybody loves to see their nationalities and countries represented and seeing these guys pair up in teams and everything like that. Well, their loss is Pro Billiard Series gain because I thought this event was great. And we'll start with Diana. Seeing the fun that Johnny Mora and Pagulayan were having together. It's like, man, I really wanted them to win. I got no ties to Canada other than being a hockey fan. Really wanted to see them win just by the sheer fun they were having. Diana, how was that for you?
It was way too much fun. I watched pretty much all of them except for the last one I missed the first half of the first match, but I watched the second half, and as soon as they were down, but then they came back. You can actually see it in their facial expressions and their body movement. John was not really into it, but then you saw the shift in his facial expressions, his positioning in his stance. You saw that he was in the zone. Once they got to round 2, they were like, "Hey, we got this. We got this. Let's talk some more. Round 3, they were having so much fun. That's when you see them dancing and smiling and everything. And they were making some really good shots. And I was so happy watching every single game they were having.
I think it's tough not to get excited watching pool for somebody as animated as Alex Pagulayan. He just emits radiation of happiness, and I don't know, it's exciting. Anything in the double stand out for you, Jeff?
I unfortunately did not watch a single doubles match. It was just not in my wheelhouse of things I was going to be able to catch this weekend or last weekend.
It's definitely an acquired taste, and
I love the event. I hate. I mean, I don't know. My personal opinion is we should be having the World Cup of Pool and not the Reyes Cup, but that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, you guys know I'm fans of Robbie Capito and Loho Sum, and the last World Cup they had, they represented, I forgot how they phrased it. It was Hong Kong, China, or whatever. But you see these teams pair up, and you get invested in them more so than a singular player, and I for me that's fun. Yes, so we had Canada 3-2 over Peru in the semis, and Chinese Taipei over a very tough team in Poland. Victor Zielinski and who was his partner? Was it Misko or Vladimir? Regardless, Chinese Taipei.
Vladimir.
I'm sorry, it was Vladimir.
I think it was.
Okay,
I could be wrong
yes,
though. I'm pretty
it was one
yeah.
of the three. Yeah, those Polish guys. They're all killers. You can't pronounce their name, but they're all killers.
Man, yeah.
And then in the finals, it was Chinese Taipei blanking out Canada. Um, Wu Kunlin, that guy's an assassin. Sometimes we don't see him, because he's off doing other stuff, and then every time we see him, he's knocking people out left and right. So
Yeah, these guys are happy they don't see him on tour every single stop.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
no doubt.
Last I got on there was the women's 10 ball.
What an event!
For me, this Cheska and Rubelin. I always say if there's a women's final on the Pro Billiard Series, it's gonna feature Rubelin Amet. But her and Cheska, for me, those are the top two women in pool. I kind of, the WPBA kind of dislikes me right now. I always promote them and I always, play their stuff. But to me, the women that do the Pro Billiard Series over the WPBA, man, they're so much better players.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for Christina Tkach, Margaret, Pia, or even Christina Zlateva, I don't think those other women are even in the same ballpark as far as skill.
No,
So
it's not even close. I mean, you could take Rubelin or Cheska, and they probably have more right to be on Team Asia in the Reyes Cup than AJ Manis does.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I don't think that's a stretch to say that. I really
no.
No, it's not. You're right.
They got a lot more skill, a lot more hardware, and a lot more life lived than that kid. So we'll start with you, Jeff. Is anything else stood out for you in women's 10 ball, or
it was just great watching. It was just great
Yeah.
watching Cheska and Rubelin play. Like, it's just great watching them play. Love it.
Yeah, it was one of those things. It's going to go the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
One set to you, one set to me, back and forth, and it's almost like that high speed that Rubelin plays. Kind of did her in at the end, and she lost.
I will say I do not like their format. I not for a world championship. For their other events, that format is perfectly fine. I'm okay with it. World championship, it should be straight races. It should be a race to 11 or 12 or 13 or whatever in the finals, and call it a day.
What do you think about that format, Diana? Are you for it? Are you against it? You think they could change anything on it?
I can see why they did it. I can see the reasoning behind it. It would take some time to adjust. I'm kind of since watching the women's the WPA, I'm used to watching that format instead of this format.
Just straight races.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I look at it, I try to break it down, and if you win the leg, I mean, you pretty much can hold serve and win out. And putting an emphasis into a lag like that, it's really like one person starts their break on the set, and then it's winner break, and then the next person starts off the next inning,
right?
With the break, and then it's winner break also. It's so tough. You see guys dominate the first set, and then they get blanked the second set. It's such a weird highs and lows to go into,
right.
But I see the reasoning behind it. Obviously Matchroom is doing the races, and at this point it's
and I think this
Pepsi.
goes to a time format thing as well. I think it lowers the amount of time it can take.
Right.
But for a world championship, you got to let them play.
Yeah, and then we had that thing. I forgot the Pro Billiard Series event they had before this one, where Shane and who was it? Shane and I want to say it wasn't Alex. Yeah, Shane and Alex Kazakis went 15 overtime shots.
Yeah, and listen,
Oh yeah, that one.
in their other events, I love that. And it's a stupid thing. Okay, and taking this back to hockey, I'll assume we probably share the same opinion on shootouts in hockey. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what they're doing. They've created a shootout, but casual fans love hockey for two reasons: fighting, shootouts. That's all they want to see. So we're
Yeah.
giving the casual fan of billiards basically the same thing in a shootout here at the end of a match of its side, which is cool for the casual fans. Not okay for a world championship. If a world championship is decided by a
Right.
spot shot, we have a problem.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest
definitely.
fan of it because if you got somebody that's really good at breaking, then yeah, they're going to run the table on you, and you're just going to basically just sit there and clean your fingernails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta sit till the next inning and hope that you got the break. Yeah.
And
So
hopefully, yeah, and hopefully the camera doesn't pan over to you when you're making a sour face.
Always does.
yeah, and those pro billiard series, they got they got the camera on your face, and then behind the person's head, they got another bigger version of their head on the screen. So it's like face, 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 face. It's weird, but you know what? I like that it's giving an option.
Hmm.
It's okay. Here's this option in Matchroom. They're doing 9-ball. They're doing races. Um, here's another option. We've got innings. We've got 10-ball. We'll do doubles.
Hmm. They'll do one pocket now. They'll do banks. They're
I love that. I love that.
man.
Hmm.
We'll
love
have
that
nice
these
weather in
events
Bali,
are-
and you can sit on the beach.
Yeah, that's another great point to make. Is it seems like the PBS guys are doing a little bit more research in their location. Let's do something conducive for these players. We're
Hmm.
going to pay them a little bit more. We're going to get them a better location. You're telling me Emily Frazier couldn't have did a little research about when rainy season is
If you have the
in Vietnam?
tournament in Hanoi multiple years in a row in the same month during monsoon season,
Yeah,
chances are you're going to
gonna hit
have
a
a
typhoon.
problem.
Yeah, but and you seen the posts from half these guys, Max Eberly, the fillers. They're on the beach. They're having a great
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
If they're going to have to pay out their ass for travel, you might as well make sure a lot more people are getting paid and give them a nice location to where they can get a little vacation.
And I'm pretty sure they had air conditioning.
That's another
Like-
thing.
Akachi was just livid.
Oh yeah, was he the one that was bitching about using all the powder?
Powder? Yeah. Yeah, it was Akachi. Yeah. He
Yeah,
might never be able to go back to Asia after this.
yeah.
He's going to wear out his welcome everywhere.
It's probably why he didn't make the rest of the world team. Is he probably wouldn't have got out of there without a few scratches on him.
No.
All right, so that concludes the pro billiard series, and we'll just we'll talk about Hanoi real quick, and then we'll get into Reyes Cup. Diana, Hanoi Open. What stands out for you about this whole thing?
I like that two of my favorite players went to the top. Pius and Moritz. I'm big fans of theirs. I've been big fans of theirs and following them for years now. Even before they started making the screen. And as I previously mentioned, they're really good players, and they have an uphill battle to when it comes to getting screen time with Federer and the fillers.
Yeah.
And
Emily definitely has her favorites.
Just a little bit. She has her favorites. But yeah, it was great to see them on some screen time. I did watch Moritz's semi-final match. I think I watched. Yeah, and as speaking on the weather again, you could just see he was dying in that chair. He was just like every time he sat down, he was just wiping himself. It was just the humidity, and it was probably really difficult to play in that. And I couldn't even imagine playing in that humidity.
Jeff, what do you think this does for PS as a future? Do you think this is maybe it was just a fluke win?
No, definitely not a
or do you
fluke.
think this will catapult him to better things?
Based on how players ride momentum, you have to think it'll catapult them. It kind of sucks the time of year it's coming though, because
Right.
you've got nothing now for months. Well, I guess you got Philippine Open next week,
Yeah,
but
we'll have a
whether he goes
solid
to that, I
rest
don't
of the
know.
year,
But
yeah.
yeah, you've got Philippine Open, you've got the International Open, and the Moscone Cup. That's all we've got left this year, I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're off until the Derby or later.
Yeah, pretty much.
So he's been in what, 2 or 3 semis and just never got through to the finals, and now he got here. So in theory, it should catapult him up. But let's just see what happens with the long layoff of no big major tournaments.
I kind of think about him in terms of Robbie, how Robbie had his 24.
Mm-hmm.
He won the UK, and then he kind of had a little layoff. Time and the schedule and the beginning of this year, the schedule didn't come out right away, and there was some delays and some stuff, and he had a slow start. Like he was ranked in the 20s, and then you play more, you start getting in your groove. Now the guy's 10th, and he's in the conversation for things. He's showing up in the last 8 of these events, and I hope that's for PS, because obviously he's a likable guy.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
it's not for a lack of liking him or him being a villain or anything, but I hope once these guys, they get the taste of it, they start to believe in themselves. And
well, you
it's
see
like,
the ball go in, and hey, I can win now.
yeah,
I'm allowed to win. Once you allow yourself to win at something, you start winning. And now he can allow himself to win.
Yeah. It's like in that scene in the Matrix where they're not sure if Neo's the one, and what's his name, Fishburne, says he's starting to believe, and then that's really what it takes. You start to believe that you can do it, and you see it, and then you put it to action. So yeah, I'm happy for PS. They obviously they kept showing they showed his wife about 500 times in the audience. So and that's got to be cool for him, and especially her as a spouse. So good. Yeah, it was a good final, and it sucks for Moritz. He was. It's like these guys in NASCAR. I'm a NASCAR fan. These guys that are cup drivers, and they'll race trucks, and they'll do so good at trucks. They'll race. What is it now? Infinity Series. I was about to say Busch Series. They'll do Infinity, and then they'll Cup, and they'll dominate a whole weekend. Like Kyle Busch used to dominate a whole weekend. They get that taste of the area and how the balls roll, and they just get comfortable in it. And it looked like that's what Moritz was headed, but he ran into a PS Labutus buzzsaw. Yeah, so congrats PS, congrats Moritz.
Definitely.
Obviously, I like Robbie, and I was really pulling for him, but it's not for a dislike of anybody else. I'm happy it went the way it did, and I'm very intrigued to see where he goes from here too. So that was Hanoi. Anything?
Is he signed yet? Does he have a sponsor yet?
Is he with Predator, right?
I don't think he's.
I didn't pay attention to what he had on him. I don't know.
He looked like he was using a Predator throne, but I couldn't tell you if he's a Predator player. Yeah.
I mean, you would think he would be, but
yeah, I'm sure all those guys at those levels. Look, those junior kids that are at these events, those guys are signed up for years now. So I can't see why a top speed pro like him wouldn't be.
Yeah, I mean, he'd have to be. He'd have to have at least something.
Yeah.
Well, if he doesn't, he's going to have one now.
That's for sure. And we seen what Emily's. I think she's kind of weeded out these heavy predator guys. All these guys have
It's weird how
changed.
that happened.
Longtime predator guys are now with Q-Tech, like FSR. Alcades with P Shower now.
Mhm.
It seems like there's some behind the scenes stuff going on. Like, hey, if you want to be a face of this WNT series, these are the brands.
Yeah, because I mean, Predator is their direct competition. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they want to see as little of them as possible, I'm sure.
And you look at a guy like Josh Filler, obviously, the thing last year with the agreement and all that didn't help him any, but he's a Predator guy who's very vocal about not going anywhere else, and him and his wife love Predator. Every time they win, they're holding up their cue and shouting them out and everything like that. So I think maybe a little bit of the shuffling of him to the side is somewhat contributed with something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's look, there's things to watch for in pool besides what's on the table, and something like that. Maybe if PS is going to be a winner and a champion and a continual face in this sport, maybe he'll be headed somewhere else in the future.
It's possible,
as far as sponsor goes. Anything stand out in Hanoi? It seems like to me the last, I guess 3 years now of this Hanoi Open, it's just filled with problems and
this was the smallest crowd they've had. Obviously, the flooding didn't help it, but they were good to go. But the locals there are used to this stuff. It's not like it's some random thing for them. They're used to it. And the last day, obviously, there were no, we didn't have Asians in the final, but even still, there just weren't. It's normally just slammed with. It's the biggest crowd they have all year, and it just didn't seem that way this year at all.
Yeah. I got into an argument with Scott Frost last year when I commented on one of the posts.
Well, you were obviously wrong.
Yeah, of course. Who can argue with the freezer?
Nobody. You don't even try. I've tried to argue with Scott before, and I was just like, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop.
Look, I had on multiple cameras of the event, and there was just nobody there. And when Emily's posting and Matchroom's posting, it's a raucous crowd, and I'm just like, what crowd? Obviously, the last, I don't know, the last 8 players, people show up for them because they want to see a win. They want to see who's made it that far. I just don't see anybody there. I mean, Diana, is that something that stands out for you when you're seeing matches and there's nobody in the crowd? Does that feel like it plays a part?
It does play a part. It does. For instance, going back to one of John's in Atlantic City, huge crowd there because he was really engaging with them there. But yeah, there was not that many people, and when you did see people in the crowds, they were on their phone or they were looking over at the other table, or they just weren't focused on the table that they were sitting at, and there was just even when they were doing the walk-in, introducing them in the finals, the crowd didn't seem like it was they were there. Like they're there, but they weren't there, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these guys live there. I'm sure that the weather plays a part for them. We probably all experience big weather days or in our respective towns, and I'm sorry if it's pissing outside, it's like I'm not going to go out. No matter if the Super Bowl's in town, I think that plays a part. And I think that's something they need to do better by if they're going to scout these locations because Emily wants to reach this market and that market. I mean, they should do the legwork as far as okay, is it going to be shitty in typhoon weather or is it going to be sunshine and beach weather like it is in Bali?
Yeah, I mean, look at the places that Predator goes. It's Bali, it's
Puerto Rico,
and just nice, and it's Vegas, and it's everywhere that's nice and sunny and warm, and it's when they go there when it's nice and sunny and warm, because that's what people want to do.
Yeah, I understand, that they want to reach a market and all that. They want to reach a specific market. We want to attack, Southeast Asia
You have to
and bring more
agree.
events to United States. But at the same time, don't forget that the product that you're pushing is players and real life. And last year when they're having the Mosconi Cup during Thanksgiving, and they don't celebrate Thanksgiving, and you're ruining it for.
Listen, I was good with it.
American
Getting on a
players.
plane on Thanksgiving Day, best thing in the world.
Yeah.
Listen, there was nobody at the line. I mean, man, it was easy. I love life, but it was still crappy. Like, how are you going to make Americans try and fly out on Thanksgiving Day, basically, if you want to catch the press conference and then be
Right.
there for day one? Otherwise, you're flying the day after Thanksgiving, and who in the world wants to fly the day after Thanksgiving? That's a terrible idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when we had Sky Woodward's wife Ashley on, and she was talking about they're basically spending the bulk of his check for the event on flying out relatives just so they can celebrate the holiday together, and it kind of sucks for them. That's where I think they need to play more part in taking the players into these locales, and let's do what's good for the players because they're the product. You're not pushing Vietnam. You're pushing, hey, Jason Shaw is going to be here. Fader Gorse is going to be here. So I think that's something.
You guys also celebrate Thanksgiving later than we do. We just had ours.
Yeah. No, y'all.
That's
have
right.
I
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Our Thanksgiving is usually the third week in October. So we have
it falls straight in line with our Columbus Day. So I think they're always the same day.
What's the other one, Diana? Boxing Day? Is that
Boxing Day? Yeah. Or we don't really have like a Black Friday. We kind of do, but it coincides. We just like kind of slide in on your guys' deals, but we don't have an actual Black Friday. What's another one? Oh, Independence Day and Canada Day. Independence Day is on.
Canada Day,
yeah. Canada Day is on July 1st. Independence Day is July 4th.
Wow, that's crazy. It feels like
and then you'll have the veterans holiday where everybody buys the pins with the whatever flower that is.
The poppy or
is the poppy?
Yeah.
Remembrance Day. Yeah, November 11th.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, guys, it's time for what we all came here for, the Reyes Cup. This is a, I don't know. I we were speaking about this before we went on. Look, any type of pool exhibition or tournament, I'm always going to watch. I'm always going to be a fan of the game. But what they're kind of pushing this as a paying homage to Asia, and last year it was they're playing the European Mosconi Cup team or Team Europe. Now it's because they took a bath. Now they're having Team Rest of the World, which is everybody who's not Asian, I guess. I kind of had an idea, and Jeff, I want to go to you first. My idea was if they're going to push this as paying homage to Asian players and their contributions in pool, I think they should do like a Team Philippines and a Team Asia. Have Filipinos play the rest of the Asian guys, the Vietnamese, the Chinese, Singapore.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's a pretty good idea. My thought process was a little different on it. It's because it's the Reyes Cup. It should be Team Philippines versus everyone else.
Right.
So very similar to the format that you have now, but then you should just take the top-rated Asian player, the top-rated Euro, and the top-rated American, and then whoever Emily wants for the other two versus Team Philippines.
Yeah.
And I think that would be a pretty good way to do it. So it's very similar to your idea.
Yeah. What do you think, Diana? Do you have any alternate suggestions for how the Reyes should be played out? Do you like how it is? Do you think it maybe should be something else? Do you agree with Jeff to where it should be an all Filipino team?
No, I like Jeff's idea. Like that, I think it would be. I think the people would be happier with that too. Um, but as much as we want to say it's not, it's picked by her favorites, um, and is yeah, it would be great if it was an like actual by how the players are actually in performance prior
Yeah.
instead of what's happening now.
Yeah, because it's like they bill it as merit based, and it was always if you win and you get X amount of dollars and X amount of points, you're going to be in play and potentially make these rosters. But I think we've seen through the selections that it's anything but that.
Yeah, they gave it to the top two in each side. Well, they gave it to the top two from Asia, and then it was, well, we'll figure it out from there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very much whose line is it anyway. The points don't matter, and the rules are made up.
One thing they went back to that I really like is the captain.
Mm-hmm.
Last year in the Mosconi Cup, Jason Shaw is the captain and Sky's the captain. I just really didn't think, and it's something that we interviewed Sky earlier in the year, and it was something he just openly said, look, like I don't have a coaching style. It's just asking which player who do you feel comfortable playing with, and
Yeah.
I mean that kind of takes away from the strategy, and I think the captains play such a crucial role in between matches, in between sets. You see these guys, the Ralph Eckers, the JJs, the Johans. These guys are coming over. It's I see what you're doing here. I see what you're doing there. Making adjustments, and I think that plays such a
it's
integral
crucial
part of that stuff.
because as a player, you don't necessarily want to listen to another player, especially if you just had a crap match. And as a player, you don't want to go up to another player and tell them that either.
Yeah.
That, hey, you just dogged the shit out of this. We've got a problem. What can we do to fix it? You can't do that. Pool players are egotistical jackasses. Like you got to have somebody that's a set hierarchy that's not on the team that can
Right.
input their knowledge and wisdom. Which is where speaking of this event though, I think that's where Team Rest of the World has a major advantage.
Of course.
JJ has done this. He knows what he's in for. He's not out here to have fun. He's here to win.
Yeah.
Django's out here for, well, who knows?
Yeah, he's more of an ornament. It's like last year when with Efren.
Yeah.
Guy fell asleep half the thing.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Django might really care. I don't know. I can't speak for the guy.
Yeah.
He might have a ton of pride and put all of his effort into this to make this work out. But I don't think that's the case. I think he's going to be laid back and chill and just, hey, let's go have fun.
Yeah. So we want to discuss the rosters real quick. So we have Team Asia, obviously the captains Django, Francisco Bustamante. We have Carlo Beato from the Philippines, Johan Chua from the Philippines, Aloysius Yap. How do you have a team without him on it? AJ Manis and Dong Quoc Hong from Vietnam. What are some things that stand out about that team for you, Diana?
AJ.
How?
Like yeah. I know how, but they could have picked a. I mean, don't get me wrong. His shot is for a young guy. He's going someplace with his pool, but no, this is way too soon to put him on to anything. Reyes, Mosconi, Efren. He needs to wait 5 more years before he even gets back onto one of those teams. It was way too soon. I mean, I know he's got potential, but they could have picked somebody different.
I look at young guys in pool and it's okay. Show me something. Filler was a killer in his early teens. Same with Fader. Same with guys like Vitaly Patsura, these guys that have come from a federation. If you would have offered me a selection of a guy like Claudio Cacci and AJ Manis, I mean, obviously, I'm going to go with Cacci because I've seen his resume of work as of late. I just don't see that with this kid. He might be the best thing we've ever seen, but we just haven't seen it yet. If he had taken down an event, maybe it's not a big open, maybe it's a regional WNT points paying event as they call them, and he took down one of those, I'd be like, okay, there's a little bit merit behind this pick. But I think something like this is they really want to sell this, and the kid's got a massive Instagram, social media following, and I think that is the only reason that this kid's on the team.
It is the right pick from a viewership social media standpoint.
Right.
And that's it. And at the end of the day, we have to go back and remember that these are exhibition matches, and the whole point is to drive money into Matchroom's pocket for them.
Yeah.
And especially this one, because the Mosconi Cup, we've got decades of history and rivalry and centuries of rivalry with Europe. Let's just go. I mean, we go all the way back to 1776 with this stuff. Like, let's go. We've got a built-in rivalry. They don't. So we have automatic viewership from both sides ready to go. They need to bring in somebody that gets people to go, hey, let's watch. And unfortunately, that's AJ Manis right now. He is the young, hot kid in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Very true.
To me, it's
if they were going to do that, they should have probably brought like another young guy in. Like, I'm probably going to butcher his name. That other, I think he's Polish. The Ares, Ares guy, the other younger guy.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I'm drawing a blank on his name. I know who you're talking about, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Ares.
ERES. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that guy. See, now I like watching that little kid. That little kid's got a shot, and watching him on social media is way more entertaining than watching AJ on social media. AJ on social media is him and Emily just doing dance skits for TikTok. But
do either of y'all remember? Did RoboCop just recently, in the last few months, dust AJ in a cash game? Am I making that up?
It sounds about right. I don't remember hearing anything about that, but
I know they played. I'm pretty sure RoboCop won, but I can't remember for a fact. I mean, if Dennis is still beating you, you're probably not quite there.
Yeah. All right, Team Rest of World. We got your captain, Jeremy Jones, Fader Gorst, Sky Woodward, Jason Shaw, FSR, and the newcomer to these exhibition events is Moritz Neuhausen. Jeff, I'm going to start with you. Any glaring omissions from this team, or do you think they got it right?
Based on how they picked people, I think this is what it's going to be. Like, I don't think there's anything that out of line. I mean, we can talk about Sky if people want to, but they were obviously going to pick another U.S. Mosconi Cup player. And you had three choices, Sky, Billy, or Tyler. And so you really had two choices, Billy or Sky. And I think, honestly, I could have seen it would go with Billy on this, really, because he had a decent event.
Yeah.
He got it together and had a decent event.
Past few months.
But I think JJ just really does feel more comfortable with Sky, and that's where we ended up with. That's just why. It's a comfort thing.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
This was something that I mentioned earlier. Me and his wife were in some chain of comments on the Molina Mike page, and just people were just shitting on Sky, and to me, look, the guy doesn't really have great seasons. He'll pop up in a final 16, final 8 here and there.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a lot going on now. He's got 2 new kids and a wife and a marriage and
Yeah.
he had a back injury that he was going through earlier in the year. So his 25 hasn't been all that great. But if I'm picking a handful of guys in this format, in this type of setting, Mosconi Cup, Reyes Cup, Sky's got to be one of the first people I pick. He's been doing this since he was a baby.
Yeah.
He's a primetime player,
and he wants to win.
Yeah,
and that's the thing with it. He wants to win, which is something going into these exhibition matches. Not all these people want to win; they don't care necessarily. But I think Team Rest of the World wants to win. I think that's what separates them, and Sky brings that.
Yeah.
And Billy's going to be there. So, it's not like they missed out. He's going to be sitting there on the sideline cheering them on. So,
but will he be there in the beer overalls?
I don't think so. I think we might. I think he might have retired the beer overalls. Unfortunately, good for him, but unfortunate for us.
Yeah, he's definitely made some positive changes.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead, Diana.
What do you think, guys, would have happened if the people got their choice and Oscar got put in there?
I don't know. It's.
Wait, are we talking for last year's Mosconi or for this?
Rest of the world.
Everybody
wanted Oscar and the rest of the world.
I don't think it would have been the right choice. No offense to Oscar.
It wouldn't have been, but it would have been It wouldn't have been the right choice, but he was definitely a people's choice. He was a fan choice.
Yeah, he's always. Yeah. That's because Oscar's such a good person.
Yeah, that's what I say. He's one of the true good people in pool, and I think a lot of his popularity and love his way, it's predicated from his father. His father's such a good guy and such a legend at the table mechanics and all that.
Yeah, so, I think if Oscar would have gone to Hanoi, I think we could have made a case for him.
Yeah,
but without him being in Hanoi, they didn't take a single player that wasn't at Hanoi, right?
Yeah,
right.
And that was something that I had wrote down. So we have SVB and Josh Filler, 2 perennial Mosconi Cup guys, 2 monsters of the game, multiple time champions. They skip Hanoi for Bali. They're excluded from Reyes Cup.
Yeah.
They're also skipping the Philippines Open. And we hear now that the Philippines Open is like Hanoi was to Reyes Cup. Philippines is for Mosconi. They're skipping that. So now are you going to exclude Shane Van Boning from not only the American team? Now, are we saying that Josh Filler is not going to be on the Mosconi Cup pool of players now either?
Luckily, my plane, flight, and hotel room still fully cancelable. So, if you can't cut out Filler and SVB from Mosconi, that'd be the most insane, detrimental thing in the world.
Well, let's ask the question, and I'll start with you, Diana. If they exclude Filler, which is probably likely, based on his relationship with Matchroom and Emily and the players who have called him out about that agreement. Could you field an American team without Shane Van Boning on it? I know people like to criticize him, but could you field a team without him?
No, he's not done playing yet. He's got a few more in him. No, I know everybody likes to be like, he's getting up there. He should be coming down the mountain by now, but I think he's got a few more wins in him, and I don't think we should eliminate him from the Mosconi just yet. I think he needs to bring the younger players into this, bring them up instead of just having a whole brand new team. You have to fraction them out, or
there's
you can't just have a whole new team. You have to have a seasoned player. If you eliminate Shane right now from Mosconi, the viewership's going to go way down. Nobody's going to not nobody's going to watch it. Everybody's going to be cranky about it, and the chat room is just going to get so negative. And
I think there's a lot of people that shit on Shane. Oh, he can't play in this event, and I'm sorry. This is the circus, and to me, Shane Van Boning's the gold standard in pool. I don't care
Yep.
what anybody says, what event he can't play with. He's the gold standard, and it's not like he stopped winning. It's the competition just got better, and it
Hmm.
makes it harder to win. So it's not like he's tailed off. He's still amazing, and anybody who's watched any type of watch, especially the races, like the long races that he's in, I wouldn't bet against him tomorrow, 10 years from now. It's just impossible until I see a reason not to believe that he's the best. I just always got to believe that he's the best.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
SVB. All right, so moving right along. Got some questions I wanted to ask you guys. Jeff, I'll start with you. What are some things you're going to be looking for in the Reyes Cup as far as conditions, crowd, level of play? Anything stand out for you that you have expectations for?
Well, obviously you want to see a crowd there. You want to see them go nuts there. You want to see the Filipinos just go insane. You want to see that first and foremost. I was talking with somebody who might be on the team and their family at the US Open, and they said it's going to be crazy. They're going to make sure of it. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if they live up to that. We'll see. The other thing is just really how well Team Asia comes together, because these
Yeah,
guys have some of the more differing styles, I guess you could say. I mean, especially, I'm sure we'll go through the lineups. We go through that, it's going to
yeah,
get,
yeah.
you're going to look at them and go, wait a second, I don't know. So I think how they play together, especially in the doubles matches, is going to decide how this tournament goes. That's
Yeah.
what I look forward to, is the doubles matches.
Um, what are some things that you don't want to see in this event? What you think would ruin this for you, Diana?
What would ruin it for me?
Yeah,
Obviously,
is there anything that you would possibly see that we've seen in the past from maybe it was last year's Reyes Cup with the tables and the tables were slightly off balance. Is there anything that you don't want to see these guys go through to maybe mar this event a little bit?
well, we know that. Oh, there's. I have to pick one. Well, obviously, we don't want to see Team Rest of the World get completely,
Yeah,
completely.
ran out of the country.
Yeah, we don't want to see that. We're kind of hoping that with the team that they did pick for Rest of the World, that they do have a chance, because when it's just one side winning, we lose interest in watching really quickly, and we're just like, oh, now they're just like, oh, okay, well, now they're just going to have fun with it, and now they're not going to try, right? So I'm kind of hoping that doesn't happen. I'm kind of hoping they go into it like with like a positive mind frame, and like JJ is going to put them in like, hey, this is what we got to do. This is how we got to approach it. I don't want them. I'm hoping that they don't go into and be like just like the mindset of just like, okay, let's do this. But I'm hoping that they go into the mindset of like strategy stuff instead of just like, let's hope we win.
What about you, Jeff? Anything that would ruin this for you?
Not really. No. I mean, I'm not super excited about it to begin with. So my
Yeah,
expectations are pretty low. So no, nothing really can, I mean, sure, if the table's a foot out of level and we've got people getting, just skunk racked and stuff like yeah, if the ref starts putting a rack on people, we're going to have problems. But outside of that,
yeah.
not really. I mean, just hopefully there's no wax or anything involved.
I'll start with Diana. Jason Shaw in these type of events, uh, he's going to bring the fire. He's going to play the crowd. His level of play is going to go up. Is there anybody on Team Asia that you feel brings the same type of energy and play and the ability to rise in those conditions. Did anybody on Team Asia stand out for you like that?
Not really, no. They don't interact that much. Actually, well, watching Yap over the summer, I mean, he's just such a nice young gentleman. I don't see him interacting. And AJ is also young, so I don't
Just an
know
unknown.
if he even knows how to get the crowd going.
He's going to have to tweet about it.
Oh,
TikTok it.
Lord. Because that's why we love watching these, right? It's when they start interacting. That's when we get into it. That's when
Yeah.
we're glued to our TV, and that's when our dinner sits on a plate 3 feet away, and it's cold 3 hours later because we're just so into the game, right?
I think that
And
Jason.
I don't think Team Asia
No.
has ever been capable of doing that yet. They don't know that they have. Well, they know they have fans. They just don't interact with them.
They don't know how much, just like every Moscone Cup, and we see Jason Shaw when he's finishing out a rack and he's at the 8 ball and he goes, "Come on!" And it could either ignite the crowd or it can you just send a million boos his way. And I think he definitely knows that. And to answer my own question, I just don't think anybody on Asia really knows how to bring the fire like that or has the experience to do something like that.
They need DeLuna. Like if they had DeLuna, maybe.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking. I Jeff DeLuna, he was such a forgotten man in all of the selection process for this.
But so what's interesting is though the Sharks Billiard. I don't know if you've ever watched it from over there in the Philippines.
A Shark Stream,
yeah,
or
no Sharks Live from the Philippines. It's from Manila, and man, their fans get into it. It's rowdy. The players are into it. It's a different ball game. So but none of these guys are here. I mean, maybe Chua can give it a little bit of something, maybe, but no.
Yeah, he seems like the only, and we can tell that from his selection video yesterday when he's getting out of the sports car and bad koi and all this stuff. So I think if there's anyone, maybe, and it's a maybe, it's a wait and see, maybe it's him. But I that's something I would definitely give the edge to. Oh, I would give the edge in skill to the Asian team, but I would definitely give the edge in experience. And
funny thing about that, Team World has a higher Fargo rating than Team Asia.
I've seen that. It's a sum
like a 30 point. It's like a 30 point gap. Yeah.
And that's got to be all. I don't know. Is that AJ bringing the total down?
Maybe AJ is bringing the total down. I didn't even think about that. You're probably right.
It's so that this new Fargo system. It's so. It used to be Mike DeShane was the only 800 plus Fargo guy for like a decade, and now it's like 50 guys have plus 800. Yeah, that's why I did a show a couple weeks ago. I was talking about Yap. I was like, this guy's gonna have a 4-digit Fargo at this rate. Let me see here. Who can you guys see as MVP? And I'll start with Jeff.
Do I have to pick one team?
Just one player out of any
Jason
teams.
Shaw.
Jason
Shaw is MVP.
It was Jason Shaw.
Yeah. What about you, Diana?
You know my answer already.
Mrs. Moritz. All right, now here's the opposite side of this coin. Who do you think would be least valuable player? Who do you think is going to shit the bed? Start with you, Diana.
Ooh, that's a hard one. On either side?
Either side, yeah. Anybody, don't matter.
AJ.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Jeff?
Duong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in these short races, I just don't think it works for him. He's a kind of player that he needs a few racks to feel things out to get going, and this isn't. He's a slow, methodical, very deliberate, very thoughtful player, and this ain't it. You've got to.
He's probably the player I had the most trouble with on the team. Look, you want to bring AJ on, you want to bring a newcomer into this, I'm for that. But guys that you don't really see throughout the year that just really don't make the cut.
He's always in the top 16, though.
Yeah,
he's there. But
there's weird names. There's those names like Jeffrey Rhoda and Ignacio, Bernie Regalario that you see that are constantly up there, but I don't see it.
Yeah.
I feel like AJ's going to see all the cameras, and I think he's just going to feel the pressure, and I think he's going to lose his shot.
Sink or swim. Yeah.
I think my thing is like he might be too young and too stupid.
Yeah.
Like he might not even realize the position he's in, and he might be the MVP. Like he's very likely to have the highest swing of players of either being the best out there or the worst out there. There's probably not a lot of middle ground with him.
He's got the skill, and we'll see if these elder statesmen on that team are the real leaders that they are. Like we said before, maybe Bustamante is just an ornament. Maybe he's not. It's going to be up to guys like Carlo Beato and to be the elder statesman, the champion, the guy with the hardware. That's look, get on my back. Let me show you, and we'll navigate this shit together.
That's an interesting thing. I wonder how much respect AJ has for Django.
Yeah,
I mean,
these guys don't respect nobody.
I mean, maybe they do. Maybe it is their. Maybe he's not Michael Jordan. That's Efren. Maybe he's Scottie Pippen though, or Hakeem, or something. I mean,
good point.
Maybe he is like one of those guys where these young kids just look up to, and he will just soak it in and take his word for everything. I don't know, but it's a thought.
All right, just a couple more quick things, and then I'll free you guys from this torture. So we got the schedule for tomorrow. It's obviously it's a 4-day event. Day one, it's going to start with a team match. Every day starts with a team match except for the last day. Then the first match after that is doubles. Right off the bat, they're going AJ Manis, and he's going to be partnered with Aloysius Yap, and they'll be taking on Jason Shaw and FSR.
Rest of the world.
Is that too much too soon?
No, it's not too much too soon. It's the wrong person to put with. AJ or Yap and Manis together just doesn't make sense. They don't speak the same language.
Jason's they're different players. Feed off that.
Yeah. And you got FSR and Shaw who have played together multiple times in Moscone Cups and know each other well. This is gifting the first real match to Team Rest of the World.
But that's definitely baptism by fire. Hey kid, welcome to the arena.
But put him out there with Beato or with Chua. Good point. You at least keep him out there with somebody he can play with and
same
is familiar
language.
With.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's going to be watching via TikTok if they're going to be streaming it.
and plus in doubles, you can't get into flow like you can if you're playing singles your first match out.
Right.
Like it's a different. I don't like it for him.
It takes you a while to get in the stroke at that point.
That's
and
another
a race
thing.
To 5.
Yeah.
That's another thing with Moscone Cup. They usually show us like 3-4 days in advance of them like practicing together. These guys came straight from like 2 different events, and are they even practicing together, or even did they even have like a table time together?
It was such a quick turnaround. It's how do you you're not. They didn't even announce the last guys on the team until yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, do they even know how each other like? I mean, they play each other in tournaments all the time, but can you play with somebody? Like, it's not exactly the easiest thing to do is like play doubles with somebody.
Yeah, it's not like him and Yap have got a friendship to where they're actually practicing this stuff. Yeah. Next match after that is singles. So the first 2 days it's only 4 matches, and then it goes to 5. I guess as needed until somebody hits 11. So it's only 4 matches on the first day. They get the team match and the doubles we talked about. Next up is singles. And this one is Carlo Beato versus Diana's Moritz Newhausen. What do we got to say about that one?
They're both good, really marathon players. It all depends if they get inside each other's heads or not. If they have that one bad shot that gets inside their head, that's just done. But if they can come back right out of it right away, and they can get back to the table, then. But as soon as they have that one bad shot against the other player, and it just goes downhill after that.
See, this is a situation like with AJ Manis. Yeah, AJ Manis is only 19. Moritz ain't that far behind him. He's 20, still 21 years old. As great as he's been playing, he's still a baby, and he's never been on something like this before. And Carlo Beato is as elder statesman champion as they get in Philippines. It's these two opening matches we're really going to see. Is AJ Manis going to sink or swim? Is Moritz Newhausen going to sink or swim?
I think this is the one match that Asia takes on day one.
Yeah.
So this is it. This is their match. Beato has to win.
I thought the same, Jeff. I thought that this was I thought the way everything laid out, Team Rest of the World would dominate this day, and if it was one match, that would be it. And then the last one of the day is another doubles event. We got DQH, Dong Kwok Hong, and Johan Chua versus two guys who have been partners, a couple of years now. Fedor Gorst and Sky Woodward. Jeff, what do you got to say about that one?
I think Johan Chua and Dong Kwok Hong are going to try and kill each other by the end of the match. I just think it's going to be terrible for them. So obviously Sky and Federer, I think, are going to just eat them up. These guys are just, I don't know. Dong is just he's his own player. He does things his own way, and so does Johan. I just don't like them playing together. I mean, they had to at some point in this tournament, obviously.
Right? Yeah, everybody's got to play.
But man, maybe you're getting them out of the way early, so you don't have to worry about it later. Maybe that's the strategy. We get two doubles pairs out of the way early. We don't want to deal with later, and we'll make it up on the back end.
Right.
That's the only thought process.
That's a good way to look at it. What about you, Diana? You feel the same?
I'm going to say Federer and Sky are going to do a lot of talking in that match. They're going to do a lot of. They're going to be coaching each other a lot.
2 beers.
They're going to be coaching each other. They're going to be communicating, whereas the other two are not. They're just going to be like WTF, but Federer and Sky are going to be just like, yeah, I got you. And the other two are going to be like, what the fuck? Or, yeah, sorry, live. Yeah.
Feel free. Yeah, so we don't have anything else as far as day 2, 3, and 4 is planned, but that's the schedule for day 1. Last but not least, to cover everything on the show, predictions. And Diana, I'll start with you. What's your prediction for the event? Just maybe just either who's going to win or who's going to lose. Do you got a point total, 11-5? Just something. What do you think is going to happen?
I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to say 11-8 for rest of the world.
Nice. What about you, Jeff?
3-1 day 1, rest of the world. I think they go 11-6. I think they're just a complete flip-flop from last year. I really think rest of the world has it and is ready to rock.
Yeah, I feel the same. I think we talked about this before. I think JJ's a solid coach. He's been in this format before. I think he has it all figured out. I don't think he's as good a coach as Johan or Marcus Shamat. He's got the skill to do it, and he's got more know-how to do it than Bustamante. I think just his selection, just his day one selections at home, I think gives the edge to rest of world. I'm gonna say 11. I'll give Asia some credit. I'll say 11-8. I'll say it goes into the fourth day.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And a lot of it comes down to, I think, the team matches the first 3 days, because
Yeah.
those really are coin flips. And if you could win the team match each day, you've just done yourself such a favor.
Yeah. Brian, I'm sorry, buddy. I've been reading off cards. I see you in the chat, and I see you have all these comments, man. I'm sorry I didn't get to you. Brian, who's in our chat here, he says 11-9 for Team Rest of World. So that's his prediction. Look,
Hey, I'd rather it be 10-10. Let's go hill.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That's what
right
I
down
want.
the captain's pick.
Yeah,
that'd be great. I don't think we've ever seen anything like that. As far as currently, I'm pretty sure there's been stuff like that years ago when it was a much smaller event. When I was messaging you Jeff during the semifinals of the Hanoi Open, and this is the first time that I subscribed to WNT TV. Just because I really wanted to watch Robbie play, and I couldn't find it elsewhere. Most of the time there's some feed from God knows where, somebody's throwing it up on YouTube. But I got it, and man, this thing froze like 100 times within the first hour. It was just horrible. And I had so much trouble watching it, and I hope it's not like that for this, because I
didn't have any problems with this event, but I've had problems in the past and some random stuff here and there, but I didn't watch a lot of this event, so I mean, it's definitely. But you're going from Vietnam, like you're dealing with.
Yeah.
You're dealing with what you're dealing with, unfortunately, in some situations.
Puyat Sports seems like a more rounded organization. Hopefully the feed's better.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
What's that?
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. That concludes everything I got as far as pool topics. Just to end this show, one thing we've always done, one thing I used to do on my other shows, and I like doing to close out the show, we usually did shout outs. It could be anybody you want to say hi to, anything, any player you want to shout out. We'll start with Diana. Is there you want to do a shout out? You want to say hi to anybody? Hi, Emily Duddy.
Yeah. Well, hi, Emily, and probably some of my pool mates from my team are watching. So hi.
What's the name of your team?
Oh, my team's named the Huckleberries from the Tombstone movie.
Okay.
I picked the name so when the other team stands up and be like, "Who am I playing?" we get to stand up and say, "I'll be your Huckleberry."
And then you say win.
Yeah.
What about you, Jeff? What's your shout out, brother?
Man, I got to shout out Guama. The next time we play poker together, I'm getting my money back. That's all. That's it.
Where do you play poker at? Do you have like a
well, this was from Atlantic City, but normally horseshoe down here in Tunica, and a couple home games in Vegas, and just wherever I play. Yeah.
Diana, you had something else you wanted to say?
Oh yeah, also my dad. Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad. For me, it's my dad also. This Friday, my father's turning 70. He is probably the only family I got left. It's just friends and family. So I want to shout out my pops. Happy birthday, many more, old man. And that's it. I want to thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it so much. You guys did great. You performed like seasoned vets. Brian, thank you for joining the chat. I appreciate that too. Don't forget, you can see me on all of my world famous socials, Gangster of Pool, Instagram, Facebook, and especially on YouTube. Do you guys have any social media you want to plug, Jeff?
Yeah, Cville300ZXTT on Twitter, and then my Facebook, whatever in the world, or sorry, Facebook, Instagram, what in the world that is, Jeff.Martin84.
Nice. What about you, Diana?
Can't think of anything right now. Not off the top of my head. No.
All right. Well, you guys stay on and don't disconnect. And I'm going to end the show, and then we can all go our separate ways. But thank you guys. Thank you guys, all of you guys who watched this. Thank you guys for joining me. Brian in the chat, thank you for participating, brother. I appreciate it. And until the next time, go team, rest the world.